Number 1. You'll hear this sound in the room before someone dies. You're lying in bed. Someone you love is breathing weird, like Darth Vader, if he forgot how lungs work. It's wet, gurgly, and unnervingly rhythmic. Congratulations, you've just met the death rattle. No, it's not a haunted baby toy. It's one of the creepiest biological warning signs that the end is very, very near. When the body starts shutting down, muscles weaken, and that includes the ones that help you swallow or clear your throat. This leads to saliva mucus and other delightful fluids pooling up in the throat and upper airway. Every breath causes that gross rattling sound. The person isn't in pain usually, but everyone else in the room suddenly realizes, oh, this is it. It's your body's final voicemail, and it sounds like it's being recorded underwater. The death rattle typically shows up in the last 24 hours of life. Nurses know it. Hospice workers recognize it like a horror movie soundtrack cue. Your body is basically saying, I'm out good luck handling this wet squelching noise for the next few hours. Science-wise, this isn't technically harmful. It just feels like your lungs are gargling their way into the afterlife. But emotionally, it's your biology's way of sending out a big, dripping, mucusy death flag to the room. Thanks, body. Could have just sent a text. Number 2. The death smell that creeps out before you're gone. Here's something nobody puts on a Valentine's card. Your body might start to stink before you die. And not just regular BO or morning breath. We're talking about the early release of cadaverine and putrescine, two chemicals your body usually saves for after you're already worm food. Yeah, these two lovely compounds are associated with decomposition, and in some cases, your body starts leaking trace amounts before you're technically dead. Thanks to cellular damage, stress hormones, or failing organ systems, the breakdown process sometimes begins early. It's like your internal systems throw in the towel and say, close enough. Some scientists believe that animals, and even other humans, can subconsciously detect this smell even if we don't consciously realize it. Ever walked into a hospital room and felt your stomach twist before your brain caught up? Yeah, that's your primal death radar, getting pinged by a whiff of the Grim Reaper's cologne. It's one of the oldest survival instincts on Earth: avoid what smells like dying, which in hindsight is pretty smart. If nature didn't program us to run from decay, we'd be chilling in caves snuggling corpses like they're weighted blankets. So yeah, if people start subtly stepping away from you while smiling politely, either you forgot deodorant or your cells are throwing a pre-funeral party. Number 3. When dying brains suddenly wake up. Okay, get ready for a psychological sucker punch. Imagine someone with late-stage dementia who hasn't spoken a clear sentence in weeks. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, they sit up, look you dead in the eyes, and start having a completely coherent conversation. They recognize everyone. They're calm, clear-headed, maybe even cracking jokes. This is called terminal lucidity, and it is equal parts beautiful and absolutely terrifying. It's been documented in people with Alzheimer's, brain tumors, schizophrenia, even those who are comatose. The person briefly returns to their old self, often just hours before death. It's like their brain flicks a dying light bulb that flares brilliantly before it burns out for good. Science doesn't fully understand how this happens. Some theories say it's a final surge of neural activity as the brain runs out of oxygen. Others think it's a flood of neurochemicals temporarily restoring function. Either way, it's like your brain gets a final curtain call and decides to go out singing a Broadway number. Of course, this leads to false hope. Families often believe the person is improving. But no, it's your brain throwing a beautiful emotional hallucination to everyone around you. Think of it like a ghost briefly possessing its own body to say goodbye. Just try not to read too much into it when Grandma suddenly quotes Shakespeare after 3 months of silence. The Grim Reaper might just be clearing her throat backstage. Number 4. The death cold. Why the dying feel froze. Ever felt icy cold for no reason? Like grab 3 blankets and still shiver. Cold. If you're very old or very sick, that could be your internal thermostat saying, I'm done, figure it out yourselves. As death approaches, your body's ability to regulate temperature goes off the rails. The brain stops sending proper signals, blood circulation drops, and the skin becomes this weird mix of cold and blotchy. It's not just discomfort, it's a warning flare that your systems are shutting down like a Windows XP laptop during a thunderstorm. This phenomenon is called peripheral shutdown. Your body prioritizes blood flow to your vital organs, brain, heart, lungs, and starts ghosting your fingers, toes, and eventually your limbs. You become a human popsicle with a beating heart. Some people describe it as a bone-deep chill or coldness that feels like it's coming from inside. If that sounds poetic, it's probably because poets are always dying of something romantic in old books. In short, when your body stops caring whether you feel cold, it's probably because it doesn't plan on being around much longer. Number 5. The creepy comeback that means it's almost over. All right, this one's creepy because it feels like a fake out. Imagine you've been bedridden, weak, and barely conscious for days, then bam, you sit up, ask for coffee, crack a joke, and tell your niece she still owes you $20. Everyone in the room is like, he's back, plot twist, he's not. This sudden surge of energy is often one of the final signs of death, especially in terminal patients. It's called a paradoxical lucidity burst, and it usually shows up in the last hours or day of life. For caregivers and families, it feels like a miracle. For science, it's an unsettling neurological Hail Mary. No one fully knows why this happens, but some theories suggest it's a last blast of adrenaline or a chemical dump as the brain loses regulation. Others think the body is burning its final reserves like a dying flashlight flickering bright before blacking out. Patients who are catatonic might suddenly sit up and talk. Some eat a full meal. Others ask to go outside or say goodbye like they're boarding a flight instead of, well, you know. It's the kind of moment that makes you question reality. But unfortunately, this energy burst almost always means the opposite of what it looks like. It's the body giving you a final show, a weird biological encore before the curtain drops. Basically, if Grandpa just asked for steak after 2 weeks of soup and silence, don't cancel the hospice nurse just yet. His mitochondria are just doing one last rave before the lights go out.